Choose any ATM of your convenience and stand a chance to win gold sovereigns.
Lanka. The Criminal Investigation Department arrested former Minister Anura Yapa, his wife Dhammika Shirani Sumanaratne, Anura Seneviratne, who was the former minister's coordinating secretary, and former chairman of the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation S. Amarasekara last evening. They were accused of misappropriating over 6.1 million rupees from the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation under the guise of providing relief to the people displaced by floods in Bingiriya and Narammala in 2014, and instead using the funds for campaigning activities in the 2015 presidential election. These suspects were produced before the Colombo Chief Magistrates Court earlier this afternoon. Investigating officers informed the court that the former minister's wife, who was acting as his private secretary, had requested that the Satosa Corporation provide dry rations for 2,500 families affected by floods. The officers claimed that the aid had not been distributed to the relevant families but had been used for campaigning activities in the 2015 presidential election and requested that the suspects be placed under remand custody. However, President's counsel Kalinga Indatissa, who represented former Minister Anura Yapa, stated that the investigations pertaining to this matter were conducted in accordance with a complaint received by the Anti-Corruption Committee, which he claimed was established unlawfully in 2015. He further highlighted that the initial B report regarding the matter did not mention the suspects and that the certificate required to be submitted by an officer of the rank of Assistant Superintendent of Police or higher, pursuant to the provisions of the Public Property Act, had not been submitted. Finally, the President's counsel, who pointed out that the initial reports of the investigation had been submitted to the Attorney General 10 years ago, queried why it took such a long period of time for legal action to be taken against these suspects. When the magistrate directed these questions to the investigating officers, they responded that the arrests were made at the time they were in accordance with the Attorney General's directives. Subsequently, President's counsel Nalinda Indatissa, who represented former Minister Anura Yapa's wife, submitted several photographs to court proving that the dry rations obtained from the Satosa Corporation had been disbursed to people affected by floods. After considering the facts presented, Colombo Additional Magistrate Harshana Kakunawala ordered that the suspects be released on bail, taking into account the extended time period taken for the investigation, the delay in naming suspects, the absence of the certificate required under the Public Property Act, and facts not being presented, claiming that the suspects being released would hinder further investigations as exceptional circumstances. Accordingly, the suspects were released on 2 personal bails of 2.5 million rupees each and were barred from foreign travel. The matter will be taken for consideration again on the 6th of May.